Hello there, please. Oh, can you talk in your mic, please?
Andre,
Keep going.
I'm talking. How does this sound? Talking. Good.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. There. Good afternoon, and welcome once again to the Pacific Indoor Bowling Club, where we have day one of the Bruce Matheson Open Singles here at the Pacific Coast Open, one of Canada's premier bowling tournaments of the year. My name is Bill Curry. I'm alongside Andre Dufour, who is also involved in this tournament. Andre, pleasure to have you here.
Bill, it's nice to be here. Hi, everyone.
So we're just starting off the day here. I mean, actually, there are already two games in the books here for both of these, for all of these rinks. This is the third match of the day. Uh, it's an interesting format for the Bruce Matheson Open Singles. They're trying a format that's apparently popular in New Zealand, where there is an open format, and the bowlers who win three of their four matches today will advance to the playoff round on Saturday.
That's right, Bill. So it's an open gender singles, and players with a net positive record, basically slightly more than half of their matches won, in this case 3 out of 4, get a chance in the post-sectional play.
And it's an interesting format in the sense that there are 30 bowlers involved in the field. And while the expectation from the organizers is that maybe 7 or 8 might win the 3 games necessary to advance, it's mathematically uncertain. In fact, it's mathematically possible that you could have, in an extreme scenario, as many as 18 qualifying for the knockout rounds on Saturday.
That's exactly right. Or you could have as few as 3. And so really what we wind up doing is you sort of round it up to the next power of 2, right? So 2, 4, 8 to make even brackets. And then the top seeded players will get a bye through the first round. That's how that gets settled.
So we're just finishing up the trial ends. Our feature match today features Josh Cameron from Calgary Lawn Bowling Club up against Rainbow Lung, who we're very familiar with here at PIBC. Also performed very well during the mixed pairs tournament, with her partner Carrie Mans.
Yeah, that's right. They made it through to the quarterfinals this year, and of course last year they were our mixed pairs champions.
So Rainbow Lung has only one game under her belt. She had a bye earlier this morning, but it has one win and no losses. So she's very much in the hunt for those three wins that she needs to advance. Josh Cameron played both matches this morning and is 0-2 and won't advance to Saturday. But I've been talking to Josh throughout this tournament, and he's a gamer. He wants to compete and he wants to win every match that he's in.
Oh yes, Josh is here to win, and I think someone's going to pay for his two defeats this morning. That's his intention. And this is a player who really has competed on the international stage. He's represented Canada at Potters. I saw his match on the blue carpet last year. It was quite something.
Yeah, Josh is certainly a keen bowler and wants to do really well here on not just on the local front, but also on the national and international front. We're ready to get underway. Josh Cameron, we're on rink 5. That is the middle rink on your screen. And it appears that Josh will open the proceedings here. We've got two sets of 7 ends that we'll be playing. And of course, the winner, whoever wins two sets, will win the match. And if both players have won a set, after both sets are done, they will play a 3-end tiebreaker.
Okay, so we're underway. Looks like a relatively long jack here for John.
Yeah, Josh travels throughout Canada looking for open tournaments uh, throughout both Calgary and Alberta and throughout Western Canada as well.
Coming up a little long here on his first attempt. That's a good home for that ball.
Rainbow Lung will pause for a second while waiting for her first ball. And of course, we see Pat Bird there in the foreground on rink 4. Our cameras are behind rink 4, so you may see them uh, a bit prominently during our feature match here, which is in the middle rink, which is rink 5. And Rainbow Lung with a bright opener there.
Yeah, no surprise. Rainbow's bowls at this point know the way to the jack on these rinks. She can be seen at PIBC any day of the week, probably 6 or 8 hours a day here. Very dedicated bowler.
And Josh Cameron with a pair behind the jack.
Seems to have found his line, Josh has. Should be a rather interesting match. These two bowlers have fairly different styles of play. Uh, Rainbow, certainly a good all-around bowler, but predominantly just super high-quality draw bowler. Uh, Josh also is, but he likes to play more adventurous shots every now and then if there's a big payoff available. So I expect we'll see some of that.
So Josh Cameron with his third bowl of the end. And I'm confident that with the varying speeds of play on each of the rakes, that we won't always have the bowlers together on 4 and 5. That there might be a little bit of rotation there.
Yeah.
Rainbow Lung holding 1 at the moment, and she releases her third bowl of the end. This is the first of 3 matches we have coming to you today and into the evening, as we will have rounds 3, 4, and 5 of this grouping. here at the Pacific Coast Open. Tomorrow we will endeavor to bring you 4 matches on Friday from the second grouping, which may feature Andre Dufour out there.
Well, I wish it did. My tournament's over. I was only doing the
Oh,
mixed pairs.
oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were in the singles.
No, I wish I were.
Oh, my bad. And I should mention that Andre Dufour did very well in the mixed pairs, capturing third place and up against very tough opposition throughout. Congratulations.
Cheers, I appreciate that. Against all expectations, I had a really good partner. So the last bowl of the end is away here.
Rainbow Lung with a chance to maybe add to that one that she has, and looks like it will just be one for the first end. So a good start to this afternoon's match here. Rainbow Lung was showing a bit of her draw skill, which I'm sure that we will be seeing plenty of throughout today's match.
Yeah, on this surface, certainly being familiar with the different personalities that the rinks exhibit is a certain advantage in Rainbow. I think we'll be showcasing that.
And I should mention that in singles we have a marker, and Gavin Clifford from Stanley Park Lawn Bowling Club is our marker for today's match. All of these all of the folks involved in this tournament are volunteers that donate their time and are many of them fine bowlers in their own right, especially Gavin Clifford, who is, one he would not look out of place in this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. Gavin is someone who gives so much of his time to the game. He's our greenkeeper at Stanley Park and puts in countless hours to keep our greens in shape. Josh on the forehand here. Just a bit over.
And Rainbow Lung with her second. And puts up a second behind the jack.
Josh will be looking to draw into those.
Just brushes by, probably just wanted it a little narrower.
Yeah, just about a meter over.
Rainbow Lung with her third, and this is a good one.
Yeah, pressure's really on now.
So Rainbow holding three at the moment. Josh's final bowl of the second end. Scheduled for 7, the first set. That's not bad, but looks still to be at least 2, maybe a third for Rainbow. And to see what she does with her final shot here.
Looking for a bit of cover.
Yeah. Rush past the head. And Josh with a last chance here to try and break that up and maybe maybe not give up a couple of points here.
Yeah, it's going to be weight here from Josh.
And it's lots of weight. He's looking to break it up, and he does. Oh, he does very well there. And
Two bowls on the respot. Looks like it might be two for Josh.
and that is an excellent way to finish the end for Josh Cameron, who would look to be in a bit of trouble at that end, but did very well on that final shot. And now he holds a 2-1 lead over Rainbow after two ends. And that's to me, this is one of the things that has always been a highlight of singles play for me is that we always say in bowls that you only need one good shot to take the end, and it's no more. It's. I think it's no. There's no place where it's more true than in singles play.
I think that's so true, and it's very freeing in singles to kind of have the opportunity to make all the choices yourself. And
Yeah,
if you can feel that shot and you make it,
yeah.
nothing feels better.
Yeah, and that is also one of the highlights of singles play is that at the end of the match, it's just you,
Yes,
and it's you who made all the great shots and you who made maybe not so great shots.
exactly. No one to let down or disappoint. So Josh looks to be playing about a 29, 30-meter jack here. Just about 4 feet over.
And Rainbow will join them in the back on that first one.
Both of the players are playing relatively wide drawing bowls here. Rainbow's got Tiger twos and Josh, the Drake's Pride professionals. By indoor standards, those are pretty wide. Players don't seem to be having any difficulty finding the line.
One of the fortunate things is that they are on the middle rink, so they don't have the ditch on the side to worry about. So it's no, there's no limitations in using a wider bowl here.
Exactly right. So Josh just drew in for shot there. Rainbow sticking with the forehand.
And Rainbow pulling in for shot. And that's the other side of singles as well, is that you're not always drawing in there for the perfect shot. You're just trying to do a little bit better than your opponent's previous.
Precisely. And the positional game is very important as well. We saw in the previous end where Rainbow was intentionally playing a cover bowl at the back. She might be wishing it was just 2 feet longer now.
Uh, Marker Gavin Clifford indicated that Rainbow may still be holding here. Of course, that'll be determined at once all the holes are thrown at the end.
Oh,
Uh,
uncharacteristically short here from Rainbow.
Perhaps opens up an opportunity here for Josh Cameron as if he can maybe connect with that blue bowl right behind the jack here, and all of a sudden he's got a collection of them.
Yeah.
Okay, it came up well short once again. It's like that's not what we expected. I'm sure it's not what they expected either.
No, it'll be interesting to see if we see more of that. Sometimes the surface can change speeds as the game progresses. Just an open door or the activation of the air conditioning system can change it by half a second or a second.
So Gavin Clifford has indicated maybe one to Rainbow Lung here, and the players agree, and we are tied up.
Tied up after 3 ends.
And both players not really doing too much in terms of distance with the mat or shortening up the game, but they do have maybe a looks to be a mid jack at this point.
Yeah, that looks about 28 meters, so pretty comparable to what Josh was playing on the last end. A little short on the opener.
Now, even though Josh will not advance to the final round on Saturday, it's still a pleasure to see someone with so much passion for the game. If you sit down and talk to Josh, he can talk goals all day long if and he has such great stories.
Totally. I love the energy. This is the first taste the players are getting from the of the backhand side of the rink here. Traditionally, a slightly wider sweeping hand. So we'll see if they make the adjustment. Looks like they figured it out.
Um, Josh Cameron certainly figured it out there. That's a fine draw. And Rainbow trying to nudge in there ends up raising Josh Cameron's bowl just a hair. Didn't really want the contact there. She wanted to come in a bit narrower and try and draw in there, and it was great weight.
That's right. Josh will just want to be getting past rainbows here.
And instead takes the back of the green, maybe just a little defensive move.
Yeah, it's reasonable position. Covers the ditch, covers the respot. Rainbow has at least 2 seconds. Might be worth playing this. But she's going to back herself on the draw here.
I mean, we talked about it. Rainbow is more of a precision finesse bowler. You don't really look to her to do that sort of running shot at times when it may be needed.
That's right. She certainly is capable, but it's not her first instinct. She's just so good on the draw. Josh would sure love a second shot here. Not going to make the trip.
But does have the bowl that counts at the moment, as the skips will have a look, and they'll call it one once again to Josh Cameron.
Like you said, that's all it takes. And so 3 for Josh, 2 for Rainbow after the fourth end.
And once again, with needing 3 wins to advance to Saturday, Rainbow really wouldn't want this one to get away from her. It's a good opportunity to take a little bit of the pressure off the rest of the afternoon when she has 2 more matches.
That's right, because with the one loss, you find yourself in a sudden death situation that you might prefer to avoid. Okay, Josh going a little closer to the tee, perhaps bringing the ditch into play. Still that 29-meter length that the players have been hovering around, but just a slightly different presentation of it.
Yeah, that's the very good observation is that even though you are correct, the distances are essentially the same.
Yeah, just creates some option value if the players want to use the ditch.
And we've seen that happen throughout the mixed pairs competition for sure. Rainbow Line with one of her better draws so far here.
Yeah, just check level or a bowl in front. Very nice setup.
And the set is just hopping along. We're already in the fifth end. That's another feature of singles matches is that with only 7 ends per set, um, you really have to keep the score close, or you if the score gets if you start breaking open the game, it better be on your end.
Exactly. The game goes quick away when it's 7 ends.
Rainbow Lung still holding shot here. This one's going to pull up short.
Josh has decided to change his hands, perhaps looking for a favorable jack trail. Just under on the line. Good weight.
And that's nice from Rainbow Lung with the first toucher of the match.
Yeah, should be holding 2, but Josh making sure of it.
Oh, Josh with his last bowl here. Might I mean the obvious play is the straight draw to the jack here, but even a controlled bump back here could open up the game for him.
Yeah, the draw is perfectly reasonable. Just rest on the others. The trail is there, or he could choose to go with a full drive. I don't think so, though.
Josh Cameron's last bowl of the fifth end. It's going to try and actually come in there, and that's nicely done. I don't know if it gets the result though.
Can't tell.
Touches the jack, so it gets the jock.
Certainly taken one out. At worst, it's a measure for one.
Yeah. And I should note Rainbow Lung didn't spend a lot of time analyzing it. She just had a glance and walked all the way down where she's ready to deliver her final bowl.
It's going to be a forehand draw. Nope.
And to the outside, let's see what they come up with here. So they'll wait till Rainbow gets down there before they start counting them up. Josh Cameron believes he is number one.
Yeah, one has been conceded. I think if Rainbow was playing that kind of weight, she probably thought she was down, but Josh is asking for two here. Let's see.
And I think she signaled to Josh that it's two.
Okay.
So that opens up the lead a little bit here. Uh, after the fifth end, as Josh Cameron takes a 5-2 lead over Rainbow Lund. And we'll get that score up here. We're just having a couple of problems with the score bug here. There we go. So we apologize for that.
Okay, Josh sticking with that same length. The jack is on the tee. Good line on that. Just about a meter behind.
And that's a great draw from Rainbow.
Yeah, just behind the jack. Great position.
Of course, now in the sixth end, Rainbow maybe may have to take a few more risks here in order
Yeah,
to try and maybe salvage this set.
that's right. Rainbow would need to win this set, or sorry, this end in order to be able to at least tie.
Oh, nice shot from Josh Cameron.
Jack level there. Yeah, gives him something to work off.
Of course, with all three rinks in action, bowlers are very cognizant not to bowl when someone is right beside them.
Exactly. Or if someone is coming backhand and you're coming forehand on opposite ends, you don't want to create any crossfire either.
Yeah. The rinks here can be fairly wide, and quite often, if you've got wide bowls, you need your bowl to travel into the rink next to you in order to make it to the center of the line.
That's right. Yeah, with Rainbow's Tiger 2s, she'd probably be a third of the way into the next rank.
Cameron with another back bowl.
Yeah, he's
And
got a
can
bit of a grouping there.
and he can afford to be a bit defensive here, defending a 3-point lead with only two ends to go. So this is something good from Rainbow Lung, and from our angle could be second. And it
Like
could,
it.
from our vantage point where we look at it, right, the rink is just off to the side of our broadcast location. It looks pretty close, and they're going to have a good look at this before they start going into their final bowls here in the sixth. But if Rainbow Lung is holding second there, that's a very valuable bowl for her right now.
Yeah, ideally she'd want to be scoring a multiple here. Josh may have a thing or two to say about that. He's going to continue with his backhand draw. He's not missing by much.
Coming in with a bit of weight here and makes some contact, and
Oh, he
that
might have.
did not go the way that he wanted to, and this could be a problem for Josh Cameron, as it's quite possible that Rainbow Lung now may be laying the three that she needs in order to tie up the match.
Yeah, two for sure. Depending on that front one, could be three.
I'm sure Rainbow had a good look at the head before she headed back, so it's interesting to see if she actually tries to do something with this last hole, and and maybe just throw it away instead.
Coming on the backhand. Gonna pull up a little short.
Yeah. So this could set up a very interesting final set here, or final end of the set here. Didn't see what they indicated there. We know it's at least two.
We will see when Gavin turns those numbers in a moment.
And it is indeed tied up. So it's a winner take all end for the first set.
Yeah, it's an exciting turn of events. Rainbow getting to decide the preferred jack length. Josh has last bowl. Which one would you prefer, Bill?
Last bowl every day of the week.
Yeah, me too. Rainbow just about jack level there, maybe a foot away. Rainbow probably looking to draw another close one before starting to play defensively.
Off to the side.
Yeah, that'll inhibit Josh's backhand, so he'll switch here.
And a second back ball. And I think Josh certainly still has lots of room so far to draw in on that forehand side, but uh, unless Rainbow does something to block that off on this shot.
Yeah. And marker Gavin Clifford has indicated it's one shot still to Rainbow. Oh, the trail. Oh.
Is this one going to draw in there? No, it's just going to pull it short. Needed needed a bit more green on it. Rainbow along with her final bowl of the end. Had a little bump as her shot bowl. No harm done.
No, gives her a slightly better position, changes the shape of it a little bit.
It is very much an open draw for Josh Cameron here. It's now that being said, it's always easier said than done, but certainly certainly has as good an opportunity as anyone could to take the point that wins this set.
That's right. Just need one here.
Final bowl, first set on the line. And it's coming and it's just going to go too far, and Rainbow Lung will capture the first set of this match. And it's this this was, you know, Josh Cameron's great effort aside, I must say that Rainbow Lung showed a lot of composure coming back. She was down 5-2, didn't get too concerned about it, didn't panic, and really pulled it out in that sixth end.
Yeah, Rainbow is well experienced with the pressure of these moments and didn't lose her composure. Just drew 3 shots to the jack, or two really, and got a promotion because she had another bowl handy.
All that said, as well, with Josh Cameron, the slate is clean once again. And, you know, despite losing the first set, the great thing about singles, once again, that second set has all the possibilities of redemption.
Absolutely, new game. Good opener from Rainbow, just about a foot behind. Rainbow draws a second shot.
That is the other thing to watch for in these singles matches is players that tend to come back late in the first set tend to carry that momentum for a while.
Yeah, the momentum shifts are a real thing, aren't they, Bill?
There's been many a singles match I've been in where well, you may have taken the first set 7-2, but because you lost those two in the final end, that just gave your opponent a chance to something to build on.
Yeah, it's a really different game than playing 21 up, for example, where you don't necessarily have that transition point in the middle, or playing a fixed number of ends.
And look at this from Rainbow. She's just piling them in there. And that's a heap of trouble at the moment.
Yeah, Josh is definitely in a bit of trouble here. Probably look just to draw a good second here. He does have the best back position, but probably not a good gamble at this moment to go big.
It's again plants behind, and yeah, one would think that he was probably looking to break this up with his final ball coming up, depending on what Rainbow does here, of course.
Yeah, I would expect Rainbow probably to play a covering ball to maybe neutralize that. See? Yeah, there it
Yep.
is. She's got the T in the back.
So this is a difficult shot for Josh. I mean, if you look at it, there's still once again the opportunity to take the simple draw and try and maybe carry the jack away a little bit, but you know, even cutting Rainbow down like to a 1 or a 2 here would probably be a pretty good result for this end.
Agreed. I think he'd be well advised to play a draw here. He seems to be searching a bit for his weight, and throwing any kind of heavy shot right now won't do anything for setting him up well for the rest of the set.
And that's the type of weight that he's throwing on his final shot here in the first end of the second set.
Just over.
Oh, and
So Rainbow storming into the second set with a triple here.
that's a big opening here for the second set, which Rainbow, as we mentioned, builds on that momentum from her comeback in set number 1. So while we set up for the second end, we'll just take a moment to hear from one of our sponsors.
The Pacific Coast Open is brought to you in part by the Matheson Family Foundation, a registered charity organization. Having donated more than $1 million to more than 250 charities and organizations, it's all about giving back to the community.
And we're back at the Pacific Indoor Bowling Club for Matchday 1 of the Pacific Coast Open, the Bruce Matheson Open Singles. I'm Bill Curry along with Andre Dufour, and we are in the second set of this match between Rainbow Lung and Josh Cameron. Rainbow Lung capturing the first set 6-5, and now with a 3-0 lead after the first end in the second set. And Cameron with a nice matching draw there to take shot.
Rainbow will be looking just to arrive on those bowls. A little bit of a catch for her.
And once again, we see the precision that we know Rainbow Lung for.
It is known. Josh over by about a meter.
Good position. And almost a repeat of the first end, with the exception of the bulls being in front of the jack instead of behind. But
Yeah, I always find it impressive when builders can repeat the exact same bowl with just such sound delivery mechanics. Speaking of deliveries, Josh has that fixed stance that we don't see very often in bowls, but I like the idea behind it, right? Reduce the number of moving parts and fewer things to go wrong.
yeah. So the two skips will have a quick look and see what's coming up next. But if you're Rainbow Lung right now, jumping off to that 3-0 lead right out of the first end, and you're starting to get that confidence in your draw game right now, putting that pressure on your opponent just by lobbing in bull after bull after bull on the jack, um, it could be a pretty effective strategy for her moving forward.
I agree. At this point, she just wants to turn the screw a little bit, and capitalize on the confidence that she has, and perhaps break her opponent.
And putting that bull in the back just for an ounce of protection here.
Yeah, sensible play.
So we saw one of Cameron's strengths is coming through with that running shot. So you just want to make sure that you are covered in the back.
Yeah, he can't be too adventurous here because he's only got really that one bull in the head. But moving that jack through 2-3 feet would be beneficial for him.
Cameron's final shot of the second end of the second set. Trying to wick in there, and he may have done it,
I think he has.
And if he has, that's an important point for Josh Cameron. We'll see. I didn't see what they signaled.
Yeah, Rainbow is giving him the jack, so that'll be 1 to Josh. So 3-1 after 2.
That's a big point for Josh Cameron here in the second set, wanting to break that momentum a little bit that Rainbow Line had going. And so getting on the scoreboard, that's once again, you look for something to build on here.
That's exactly right, because he had given up 7 points in the last 3 ends, so 2 threes. Definitely important to arrest that momentum that Rainbow was building and play his own game.
And he looks to play this one deep, and that's going right to the tee. And, or in this case, as we call it here, the 2 meter mark.
That's right, and that's where the jack will go if it gets burned. We don't have the two separate respots like you might see in some of the other indoor tournaments you watch.
And it really works here. It's a rule I really like because it keeps the game moving, keeps it simple and uncomplicated.
Agreed.
Yeah, one with a long bull looks good. Will hang in there, and a good spot between the jack and the ditch.
Might come in handy.
It's actually a good strategic bull from Rainbow after dropping that last end. It's you maybe get away from your draw game a little bit, and just to acknowledge that your opponent is not going anywhere.
Yeah, she definitely will want to maintain focus. I like to see the good confident draw in the first one. This looks to be close.
Well, the second one will do too. That's very nice from Rainbow Lung.
I'd take that one, Bill.
Yeah. Only a toucher, but also doing a really nice job of covering the jack.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very difficult for Josh to get in there.
Yeah, you almost have to think about this as a sort of like a two-shot thing. He needs to maybe build the head up a little bit and give himself something to work with and then get in there on his next one.
And this one's going to pull up short. And with 3 balls thrown, it's no longer a 2-shot thing.
Nope.
Rainbow Lung wasting no time with her third ball.
Yeah. Ideally, she would have liked that to finish just a little bit more in. That's now given Josh a bit of a catch to work with, which is what he might have been wanting on his previous bowl.
Did get a friendly flop at the end, though.
You bet.
So 2 at least for Rainbow Lung at the moment, and maybe that third in the back, but that's a debate for later. Yeah. Cameron with his final bowl here. Third and second set.
Just a little over.
At least settles that it will be 2 at the moment for Rainbow Lung. So possibly cut down by 1, or at least prevented the measure. But Rainbow still has her final bowl left to go.
Yep.
That's a big opportunity here for Rainbow Lung to open up this match early and maybe grab a 3 here.
Yeah, these free kicks are critical to get in there.
Especially since she's been drawing so well.
Yes.
And a little bit too much weight. Will it be? It won't hold up by the looks of it. Well, we'll wait and see what the players decide. It's 2 at least to Rainbow.
Hard to tell. She's a little more on the center line, but just a little bit behind.
And a little delay in counting them up as Josh had left the green for a moment, but looks like they agreed on 2. We'll see when Gavin Clifford puts up the score at the other end. But still pretty significant end for Rainbow Lung.
Yes, indeed.
Gavin will center the jack first before throwing up the scoreboard. We'll adjust our scoreboard once he adjusts the official score. Because we do things officially around here.
That's how we roll, Bill. 2 points it is. So 5-1 after 3.
You know, 5-1, not insurmountable with 4 ends remaining, but at the same time, Josh needs to find his draw game here.
That's right. Ideally, he can win this end, gain control of the mat, and shift the momentum. I think Josh might be just taking a brief comfort break at the moment.
Yeah, he's coming back to the greens now. So it is a long day here at PIBC, and we're almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and this is your 3rd match of the day. It's going to take its toll on your body.
Yeah, it does make a difference. And for Josh, it's his 3rd match. Rainbow's still relatively fresh, only her 2nd match. Can make a difference.
Although for Rainbow, getting that bye, the price is that she's going to play 3 matches in a row going into the evening. So getting a 2nd win under her belt here is pretty valuable.
Oh, what a beautiful bowl from Rainbow here. Just drawing in for shot.
That's not a bad response, though, from Josh.
Not bad at all. 2 seconds. Josh is a very deliberate player with his pre-shot routine, isn't he? You can see he's carefully contemplating and he's very thoughtful about his foot placement on each corner of the mat, depending on how he wants to change the angles.
Yeah, and we saw that from another bowler from the Calgary Lawn Bowling Club, Scott Packer, who did very well in the mixed pairs tournament. Uh, Very deliberate in their approach to the mat, uh, almost identical every time that they go in. Look at this from Rainbow.
Oh, beautiful.
Slight toucher there, and that is a formidable two that she's holding.
Yeah, she's got two. She's got nice back position. A little bit of a sort of catchment area there for Josh to draw into with the two together.
And in the fourth end, it's not exactly panic time, but at the same time, you Josh needs to do something here with his last bowl.
Yes.
Was Pat on the rink for Pat likes to work the distance as much as possible, but not always perfect for our cameras.
Come on, Pat. What about our needs?
It's unfortunate for Josh.
Yeah, just missing under on the line there. I guess he was trying to move the jack over to his three receivers. So he will go down another two. That makes it 7-1 after four.
And that creates a pretty significant mountain for Josh Cameron to climb here in the final ends.
Yeah, Rainbow shows no signs of letting up. And I mean, she's a pretty fierce competitor. Just in recent years, I was looking at her CV in 2024. She was on the silver medal fours team at the provincial level. She got silver on this very surface last year for the indoor singles, as well as the outdoor singles gold last year. So this is a lady who competes.
And you talk about the way the Calgary Lawn Bowling Club has represented well at this tournament so far. Through Scott Packer to Josh Cameron and Pat Bird, of course, who captured the mixed pairs yesterday. Uh, just when we talk about the local players who come in here at the end of their outdoor seasons and generally struggle on the indoor surface for the first couple of weeks at least, these players come in to a completely unfamiliar environment and they do what elite bowlers do. It's really, really something to behold.
It's very impressive. Yeah, we saw it in particular with Pat Bird and Serena, who qualified for the quarterfinals as one of the two sort of wild cards from the sectional round. Um, I think initially they were struggling a bit to find the weight in the line, but they got better and better and better as the tournament went on. Um, Now their starting point in Calgary is relatively fast outdoor greens, so it's a little bit easier perhaps than what we're used to here, but nonetheless impressive.
And Rainbow in a very comfortable spot right now. Not needing to be quite as precise as earlier, just needs to match Josh shot for shot. A little bit away here from Cameron. And Lund now holding two.
Yeah, so if my math is right, that is a match lie at this point.
Yeah, we are at that stage where you count the bowls.
Yep.
How many bowls are left, and how many more do you have left if to even mathematically come back? I should point out those four bowls all belong to Rainbow Lund. Takes one
Cut
away.
free. Now, the players will play out the remaining ends in this set because the differential matters, not so much in terms of who gets through to the post-sectional play or not, but in terms of determining the seeding in those post-sectional brackets.
So Josh Cameron already acknowledging Rainbow Lund's win, and I think they're discussing it, and yes, they do need to complete the match. So in the end, that was 3 to Rainbow.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, Andre, although the result now is in the books and academic, Rainbow Lund will go to 2-0. They do need to determine the differential.
Exactly right, and that can matter a fair bit because some players may receive buys in the playoff brackets on the basis of a high seeding.
It is the sixth end of the second set.
Josh's first bowl fairly long here, may still be feeling the drive in the arm.
It's regardless of the score and regardless of the result in this game, you always want to play well, and regardless of the score, you're always looking to make shots.
Rainbow looks to be holding 2 at the moment.
And just a reminder, we've got more action from the Bruce Matheson Open Singles coming your way this afternoon. Scheduled for 3:30. We think that's a bit optimistic at this point, but we will have a fourth round match available for you. And that will be live here on YouTube. Once again, looks to be Rainbow Lung holding 2. And certainly she won't complain about adding to her differential here if she can do it.
No, she'll load that one up as much as she can. There's no cap on differential here at the PCL. Nice draw to finish it off. Wait here from Josh.
And that's just been stay. Nice idea, decent execution, but in here you just need precise execution.
Yeah, just finding the gap there. Very unfortunate.
So it looks like another 3. And we're in the final end of this match. That is in the books. Rainbow Lung will come out of this 2-0 and is 1 win away from advancing to the knockout rounds on Saturday. And the day is not over yet for Josh Cameron. He will have one more match to play, and it's like I said, he still, even though he was out of it coming into this match, he still wants to be competitive, still wants to try and win every match, and there may be an opportunity to come out with a win and possibly spoil the chances of another bowler.
These players are here to win, and they are very dedicated about their game. As we can see here, a nice draw from Josh. It's to be 2 shots now for Josh.
And looking ahead, our next match will be excellent. Once again, we will stick with Rink 5 and we will have a really good match between the other mixed pairs open champion, Serena Matthews, who captured the title with her skip Pat Bird yesterday, up against Richmond's George Sitt, who was part of our broadcast on the first day and is also excellent bowler in his own right.
Yeah, George was actually the bronze medalist at the PCO last year in the singles event. Played very, very well. Continues to do so.
And Josh Cameron's final bowl of the match. And he will finish on a high note here, as he may have taken the 3 points back that he dropped in the last end.
Looks like it.
They will have a close look at this just because of the point differential and maybe that blue bowl at the top from Rainbow Lung may make a difference here, but Cameron definitely has two, and they're just going to shake hands and take it from there. But in the end, it's going to be Rainbow Lung coming out with her second win of this round and is just one win away from advancing to the knockout round on Saturday. And she will have two opportunities to grab that win this afternoon and this evening.
Yeah, Rainbow will go make sure she stays sharp and ready for the next match. Watch the end of these. They played a relatively quick game, so she should have a little bit of time to reset.
So this has been an entertaining open to our coverage of the Bruce Matheson Open Singles here at the Pacific Coast Open. And it is just the beginning of festivities as we have two more matches to bring you today. Stay tuned. We're coming up next with Serena Matthews up against George Sitt. And that'll come up scheduled for about 3:30, but the other matches need to finish up as well. So, tune in. We'll be in that sort of window somewhere one way or another. You will have to sign out, however, out of this YouTube feed and go into the new YouTube feed in order to see the second match of this afternoon's draw. That's all we've got for now. I'm Bill Curry along with Andre Dufour. Thanks for joining us, and we will be back very soon with more coverage from the Pacific Coast Open.